Hey book reader friends, I am Christy with Tatted Hat Girl Reads, and this video today is going to have all the books that I have on pre-order, and I put them in pre-order in 2025. I am so excited for these books, and I want to share them with you and get them in front of you so that you also know what books are coming out, which books I'm just excited to get on my TBR and hop on. Some of them are like book 3 of a series. Sadly, one of those series is a series I haven't even started yet, but I do complete my series. I will sell them if I get into the series and then find out that I don't like them. But anyway, we are going to talk about those books that I've had on pre-order since last year. But before I do that, let's congratulate Brandon Sanderson for teaming up with Apple TV for his Mistborn series, which I now have to read sooner than later, which, it's not going to be ready in 6 months, I don't think. But with that said, I do still want to go ahead and hop on it. So this way, when there is a lot of hype about it, I won't have spoilers. I'll already understand the book. The next one is there is a potential, if my understanding is correct, of the, Stormlight becoming a TV series. So while I don't think I need to read the series this year, I do want to again get on book 1 before everyone starts talking about it. I had started it a while back, already made some flags on that. I loved it in the little bit that I read, but something probably released, if I had to guess, and I got sidetracked and hopped on that new thing. But I am very much looking forward to it. Hear a lot of people saying you could just read book 1 and not worry about the rest. Book 3 is really daunting, and it's not small. So, I don't want that lull in my life of reading. I use reading as an escape and freedom and travel. So I really, really want a great series. And Brandon Sanderson's writing is wonderful, but it is a little softer. I like a lot more edge to my books. And so this one's going to be one that I'm just going to have to sit with and enjoy and definitely relax and just take it for what it is, but also understand that there's going to eventually be spoilers out there, so I need to get on this sooner than later also. But I'm very happy for Brandon Sanderson. That is a huge deal to be teamed up with Apple TV, and that was just a little bit of news that came across my screen that I wanted to update you with. Also, I have the Kindle Color Soft Scribe coming, so the one that you can write on is coming in color. I will be releasing a video on that, an unboxing, probably as a short, but then a video also just kind of doing a walkthrough of it. It probably won't be a lot different between the Color Soft and then the actual scribes that are already out, but I do want to do a walkthrough with it. I ordered the 64 gig, and the reason why I went with the 64 is the Fig color is only offered in that size. I don't need that big, and it was kind of annoying because the price increase was substantial, especially when the case was another $120. But we'll talk about that more when I do that video. It is getting extremely hot in my office, or in my library rather, because I have a space heater in here just because I like the way it feels and it's cozy and it's just pretty to look at because it's got like the backlit fire too, but it is getting hot now. So if I start break out in a sweat or pass out, please understand why and call someone. But let's go ahead and get into what this video is actually about, and that is the books that I have had on pre-order since 2025 that I'm very excited about. We are only going to do the month of February, even though I have listed out for the entire year all the books that I have on pre-order, which is almost embarrassing just because just February was 8 books. My tablet that I would normally use, or my computer, isn't really working with me today, so we're going to use my phone, so I apologize for that being in my hand the entire video. But I wanted to be able to also give you a little blurb about what each book is about according to the blurb on Amazon. So these are books that I have on pre-order through Amazon and that are coming out this month. The first book, Brandon Sanderson, Isles of the Emberdark, that did already come out in the special editions, but mine aren't in the special editions. So I'm getting just the regular copy that comes out February 3rd, tomorrow. And that should be hopefully here. It snowed a lot here in South Carolina. So they've already even rejected one of my deliveries before it even got snowed in. And now we're fully sunny now. So I'm hoping not only does my Monster Energy drinks get here, but I'm hoping this book makes it tomorrow too. This one is February 3rd. It is part of the secret projects of the Cosmere novels from Brandon Sanderson did. You've probably heard Tress of the Emerald Sea. Absolutely my favorite of those four. And now with this one. So this one's a little different. A trapper and a dragon in human form navigate the Emberdark's mystical portal and political intrigue while seeking independence from galactic superpowers. That's a little different than Tress, so I am kind of curious. The cover on this one, which I will be posting somewhere on here, is a little, in my opinion, a little more childlike too. So I actually, when I first found out this was coming out and saw the cover, I actually thought it was maybe one of his young adult books. This one is very colorful, and that was interesting to me. The next book is coming out again tomorrow, February 3rd. I'm going to try to pronounce her last name. I apologize, their last name. Pronouncing their name, and I will say this probably as close as I'm going to get, is Asakura. The Vanishing Cherry Blossom Bookshop is the name of this one. Comes out tomorrow. I'm so excited for it because the cover is so freaking beautiful. It's just, and I love cherry blossoms. Like my brother brought me a cherry blossom Tarvis cup for my iced coffees and such, and I have cherry blossoms tattooed. I love cherry blossoms. I think they're so beautiful. And what is really funny is I have this connection for something I've never seen in real life. So one day I would like to make it to Washington, D.C. or Japan, somewhere that really has cherry blossoms. That would move me to a whole new level of love for cherry blossoms. But this cover is adorable. It's a magical bookshop, appears only during cherry blossom seasons, where owner Sakura and her cat help visitors heal from their past through the power of books. Well, a lot of the reason why this channel is still here is because I'm going through a life change and a large trauma situation that, you may never get over kind of situation. And books are my escape. Books are my travel. But they have been that way since I was elementary school, middle school, when my parents started giving me books. And then I found Nancy Drew. So I fell in love with suspense stories. So the idea of books helping you heal isn't an idea. There's some truth and some serious magic with it. I love being able to escape into another world and forget my own sometimes. It's an amazing thing. But it's not always just an escape for something that's traumatic. Sometimes it's just because, you just want to relax and travel somewhere, and you don't even have to leave your couch or your bed. And that just makes me just fall in love with this book so much more. The third book. This one is going to be an emotional book, but I am very much looking forward to it. With this being Black History Month, I wanted to read a book that actually had some meaning behind it. And this one is having a personal experience in America. Eugene Robinson. His book is Freedom Lost, Freedom Won, A Personal History of America. It comes out the 4th. I think that's actually, when I pulled that up, that is actually incorrect. Let's see. I think that may have shifted. I think it was the 4th when it first came out, or first publicized. Yeah, it's now saying February 8th, a Sunday. Well, we know books tend to release on a Tuesday, so I have a feeling this date's going to change again. So don't hesitate if you're interested in also reading Freedom Lost, Freedom Won, to stay in tune with that release date. But Pulitzer Prize winning journalist Eugene Robinson traces his family's 200-year journey from slavery through civil rights. So it's not just his journey, but his family's journey as well. And 200 years of that information is going to be heartbreaking. But 200-year journey from slavery through civil rights, examining cycles of progress and setbacks in America's racial history. And it's going to be wonderful. I have a feeling it's going to be wonderfully written. I am beyond excited for it. But again, stay on top of that release date, because that has changed since I have looked, and Sunday as a release day is actually odd. So the next book that I'm excited for, and again, has been on pre-order since 2025, A Day of Breath. This one is showing a February 11th at the time of this recording. And this is one I have for my husband. and myself because it just looked kind of cool. It is roughly 352 pages. I think my husband requested it first because he is a huge Angry Robot publisher fan. We started out with them when it was Chuck Wendig that we followed, and he has since moved away. But there is so many authors my husband likes through them still, but this one is my first one back in a long time. A warrior with fading powers must stop parasitic demons from, which just sounds cool, destroying her kingdom, a female lead, yay, on the day of breath, when demons shouldn't be able to reach the realm. I'm looking forward to this one. It just sounds kind of action-packed and fun, and it wasn't that expensive, so I was kind of surprised. The next book is, I'm going to try the last name, but it's Kerri Maniscalco. I apologize if I'm incorrect on the last name there. It's Throne of Nightmares, Book 3. This is the series I have started by purchasing, but I have not started reading. I have 1 and 2, and now I've got to wait for number 3. I think I have I think Barnes and Noble's particular specific editions. So I've got to really actually decide if I want to keep this one coming or do I want to go into Barnes and Nobles and buy it so I can keep up with that appearance, because the other two are pink and blue. This one is in black on Amazon. It comes out February 10th. Prince Sloth and Librarian Lore must find the Book of Nightmares before it unleashes a deadly magic and breaks down the wall between gods and mortals. Sounds really good. It has a little bit of A Court of Thorns and Roses. Yes, A Court of Thorns and Roses feel just in that little breakdown. So I'm excited about the series. At least book 3. It's the Prince of Sin series, and I am looking forward to starting that. I would like to start it this year, but I just showed you Mistborn and The Way of the Kings. And I'm reading Sun Eater. I'm reading that one. So it's kind of some big series for me, and I am not that fast of a reader, I'll be honest. Sometime I'm going to time it just so you can laugh at me. But I get the job done. I get there. 496 pages. So this one is actually pretty sizable too. All right, the next one. This one's going to sound similar to Darby Cox, which was a Day of Breath book, but this is Debbie Cassidy, a different author. It's Wicked Onyx, comes out February 11th at the time of this recording, and I say that because they do change. I just kind of bought this one for fun. The cover was kind of neat, and it is paperback, and I don't have any decorative paperbacks. I just thought that'd be kind of fun. And while this isn't typically a book I would pick up, occasionally I need something slightly different. This is only 368 pages. Right now it's book 1 of the Veritas Legacy. A Night Bridge Academy, a cursed and powerless last Onyx seeks an ancient text to prove their bloodline's innocence while navigating dangerous alliances and unexpected romantic feelings. So a romantasy. For someone that doesn't really actually care about the genre romantasy, my shelves are covered. It's just something you can't really escape. It just feels so cookie cutter that I have a hard time with it sometimes. I'm not knocking the genre. It's just, like I said earlier, I like something a little intense and a little edge to it. So sometimes these can become a little too cookie cutter for me. But the cover again was kind of dope, and it looks like it could easily be a weekend read with a little bit of dedication on my part. Matt Dinniman, congratulations. Going to be 2 books this year. The first book, and it's the only one in February, so it's the only one I'm going to mention, is Operation Bounce House, February 11th. My husband is extremely excited. It's 448 pages. This one is I don't know if it's going to become a series or not, but it is not part of Dungeon Crawler Carl series. So this one might be fun to pick up just to try something new of his. And probably even for me, someone that hasn't really read anything, but I know everyone's crazy about his other series. Oliver fights to defend his colony planet from Earth's gamers, so he likes sticking to the gamers, who remotely pilot war machines in a deadly game of Operation Bounce House. It does sound kind of fun. I typically am more of dramatic roles and dramatic stories and unfoldings, and not much comedy in my books. I say that lightly. I don't seek out books like this typically, but when something is hilarious, I will literally laugh out loud. I do love cute banter. I love quick wit. I do love those things, but to deliberately pick up a book with a lot of comedy isn't normally my thing. So that will be something new for me when I end up on either of these, the Operation Bounce House or his Dungeon Crawler Carl. I did mess it up, but that's okay. We're going to keep going like I didn't. Cameron Sullivan, The Red Winter. Truthfully, I bought this one because the book cover looked epic. And it may not be, sometimes you buy these books thinking, and I did pre-order it. Actually, I didn't order this one until December, but still ordered it in 2025. This one is coming out the 24th of this month, and the cover is pretty epic. In 1785, Professor Sebastian Grave hunts the beasts of, Gavidian with his demon companion while navigating political intrigue and revolution in pre-revolutionary France, which just sounds pretty epic to me. 544 pages. I am excited for it. It's a Tor Books. I'm a Tor Books fan and an Orbit fan. So if you're watching this, typically a lot of my books do come from one of those two publishers. And so if you're ever kind of wondering, and it's a safe bet to guess that it's one of those two, but you can always ask me if in the comments below if I didn't announce a publisher. I would be glad to tell you if I didn't put it in the video. No problem, ever. This one does look pretty good, though. The cover is really cool looking, honestly. And, it's another sizable book. It would take me a little bit of time if I was reading this at night only. But I'm also reading a book right now that I will announce later, but it is kind of sizable too. So that one's going to take me a couple weeks. This one would take me a couple weeks. So I average typically around 30 plus books a year. So you can kind of see my pacing is a little slow. And, right now this is my full-time job, is reading for the most part. It's, just fun and games all the time. Just kidding. But that is really what I have the most time for, is reading. And I am excited to hop on these books that I've already pre-ordered in 2025 for this year. There are several more in my list, but again, like I said, I was just going to go through the month of February to not overload you. I'll do videos as the year evolves, because I have a feeling I'm not done. But I hope you are having a wonderful reading year as I am. I've already really had a great start to my year, a few small books, and I'll do a video on kind of what I've read so far this year, probably next week actually, and I will update you on how my reading has gone for 2026 so far in the month of January. And I would love to hear from you from the comments. How is your reading going? What are you reading right now? What kind of vibe are you getting this year? Let me know in the comments, you guys. Thank you for being here, and we will talk again very soon. Bye.